What's up, your boy Vaughn? Another reaction. In today's video, we have this Smackdown proved HHH Triple H killed WWE Angry Rant by CJX. I've been wanting to react to one of this nigga rants on WWE for a while now. Like I'll be watching them, like I'll be wanting to react to them, but I end up watching them shits on my own time, bro. But we reacted to this one. I don't even watch WWE no more. I just keep up what's going on. I follow a couple WWE creators on TikTok, and he keep me kept up. CJX. So shout out to you, bro. Let me like the vid. This about to be hilarious, my nigga. This nigga be going off. I respect you, Cody. I'm gonna take back the title that I never lost you.
That's a great libation right there, but you know what wasn't great is this Smackdown. This Smackdown was one of the worst of all time. And it might be the worst of all time, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because officially, WWE Triple Fraud have broken a brand new record. They've set a new all-time record for the largest amount of worst Smackdowns ever that I've ever seen. This show is abysmal in every single.
Yeah, I seen that Pat McAfee shit, bro. Yeah. Fries, WWE. I gotta put the fries in the bag.
Week as we get closer to one of the worst manias of all time, it only gets worse and worse. I've tried to sound the alarm for around a year and a half, telling you guys that this show, this product under Triple Fraud is going to suck. In the midst of that garbage Mania 41 build last year and the trash show that we got, what did Triple H tell the fans? If you don't like it,
it's a new era.
you can F up. Why don't you come over here, Rhea? Why don't you get in my arms and go ahead and I'll sniff your hair, okay? Io, why don't you come jump into Papa H's arms, because, you ready, for garbage, And to end it all off, we had Carmelo Hayes losing clean to Samantha Zayn and Triple H again.
Why did y'all do the match again? What the hell? I'm confused.
Gives a massive F-U, quote-unquote, to the fans. Because exactly what happened on the internet all week, guys. Remember we were told the internet isn't real, you guys are fake, but they see the bashing on the internet of Sami Zayn winning the U.S. title. They saw the backlash to R-Truth getting fired. They saw the We Want Cody movement. They've seen all of these things. If WWE tells you that they don't see the stuff on social media, they're lying. If WWE or Triple H is telling you that the fans don't matter, your opinions don't matter, they're lying. If a WWE superstar is telling you that the fans, what they say online, none of that stuff matters, they're lying. You know that they see the backlash. That's why they made the match of Sami and Carmelo. Just to have Melo lose is a massive another screw you to the fan base that's complaining about the nonsense and terrible booking that's happening for the U.S. title and for Carmelo Hayes. Rest in peace to Carmelo Hayes because he got jobbed out tonight in spite of the fans rooting for him, and that is sad. This product is awful. You can blame The Rock. You can blame TKO. Oh, it's this person's fault, that person, that person. Triple Fraud sucks. It isn't Road Dogg, okay? There was a Road Dogg spot, a corn dog, hot dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. This show,
they said TKO
is abysmal.
They said TKO did that Pat McAfee shit, and that wasn't Triple H, but I don't care. TKO, Triple H, y'all all suck.
Champions are garbage. The storylines are non-existent. Nothing makes any sense. Patrick McAfee, a commentator, is out there. He's the reason why Randy Orton is now going to, quote-unquote, find the best version of himself. The darkest version of himself is brought out by a commentator who a few weeks ago literally said he does not want to come back to WWE right now because it's not working for him or whatever he said. It's like the company has patched him by, right? It's not time for him to come back, and he's here tonight because nothing is planned. The fact that you have to understand, guys, when you're watching this product is that the product week to week and the PLEs that have been absolute garbage, these are a representation of what is happening in the writing room. When I've been telling you guys that nothing makes sense, everything is a mess, nothing is consistent. They're pivoting this story, pivot that story, pivot this, pivot that. This is why you see it every week on the shows. Everything is a constant pivot. It's a change. They didn't plan to do it because they know that it sucks and there's no set.
Every time I see like WWE do some stupid shit, I just laugh. Like WWE is just entertainment to me now. I don't even take this company serious. I just know they gon' F up everything, F up every storyline. Like, it's just comedy to me, my nigga.
Plan. And that is why the WrestleMania card had 4 matches added to it on Raw randomly out of nowhere. Nothing on this Mania feels epic. None of the stories are larger than life. None of them actually feel like blood feuds. Nothing has you engaged. That's with world titles. That's with WWE titles. Codarius Rodington, Romano Reigns, CM Punk, everyone, and it doesn't matter. They even brought out Jonathan Cena out of retirement to come host this show. They bringing in Jelly Roll, Lil Yachty, Patrick McAfee, all of these celebrities. Speed, I Show Speed in LA Knight got more done in their live stream clip from a few days ago, which was hilarious. They got more done in that clip than Rhea Ripley has done to build.
Yeah, that was actually funny. Nigga, had Speed fight Dan House in that WrestleMania, my nigga.
A story in 3 years. Do you understand how embarrassing that is? This is getting terrible, guys, and it's only going to get worse. And if you watch this show and you actually sit down with a keen eye, you know that it's only a matter of time until Triple Fraud gets fired from his job. You have over a decade of buildup between Cody and Randy potentially for this feud. And we get it randomly started on a random Smackdown a few weeks ago, and it goes somewhere where Patrick McAfee is involved, Jelly Roll's involved. I don't know why I got this pen in my hand, but the pen is involved now. Everything makes no sense. And the quicker you realize that, the better off that you are going to be. And I'm tired of seeing the same segments every single week. How many times are we going to see Cody and Randy brawl, brawl, brawl? And then after that ends, we get a promo from Patrick McAfee that holds no weight, because what some of the stuff he was saying was facts. I've been saying this stuff on YouTube videos. He said it in the ring, and everyone's like, no one even reacted in the crowd. And the funny thing is, guys, after this, we get the same segment with Rhea and Jade Cargill. She has a match with Michin, and after the match with Michin, her and B Fabulous, you know what I'm saying, Michin and B Fabulous are brawling with Rhea, and then Jade Cargill gets involved, and they're about to do another brawl, yeah! And then after they're going to do another brawl, yeah! We then move on to Io Sky coming out. So when Io and
Rhea Ripley is their biggest female wrestler because of Gooners, and that shit is so funny to me still.
told each other a couple months ago, we're going to go our separate ways.
Because of horny niggas on Twitter, like...
We're going to move on, and now they're back together, and Io Sky's out there. Ah! Well, who's booking a bad show, Triple H? You! That's who's booking a bad show. This stuff...
Dang, Io Sky barely speak English, gang. Like...
has gotten embarrassing. You can't even go in public and tell people that you're a wrestling fan. It's embarrassing. But at the end of the day, this is expected because I foretold this. I prayed for this and it happened because
Yeah, like that nigga Triple H trying to fuck on his female wrestlers. We know what's going on.
I can't stop thinking about Paul, and I can't stop thinking about Ruben, and I can't stop thinking about Cutie, and I can't stop thinking about Femi. And now we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the worst Smackdown of all time review, and it begins right now after I take a sip of this Bastion. Now, we started off with Randall Orton coming out in his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, okay? Basically, Randy Orton gets in...
That nigga Randy from St. Louis. Fucking Deli and Randy Orton. And Jason Tatum, the legends of St. Louis. The GOATs of St. Louis.
When he says that he's not getting his 15th championship for his hometown of St. Louis. He's doing it for his family, which is his real home, and he points to his kids and his wife sitting in the front row. Then after that takes place, he says to Cody Rhodes that what's inside of him that's been awoken will not be able to put down. And Stephanie McMahon wasn't lying when she said, you don't have what it takes to kill this version of me because you're just simply not a killer. Okay, basically you're not on my level, and I will bring home championship number 15 in spite of you, all that stuff. Then Cody Rhodes comes out and interrupts Randy Orton. They brawl, yeah, brawl out. Then after they brawl it out in the same promo and segment we've seen 15 times, Cody Rhodes gets low blowed by Patricio McAfee. Patrick McAfee is back after saying the business alleged.
Yeah, that nigga Randy Orton. Off topic conversation. Is that nigga Randy Orton juicing? Because that nigga was never this big, gang. When he was younger, gang, in wrestling, that nigga was still buff, but that nigga was like skinny. Way skinnier than this. That nigga was not this big. Why he bigger when he's older? Like, what the fuck? Nigga like a unit now.
passed him by. He comes out and low blows Cody Rhodes. Randy hits Cody with a chair and is like kicking at him while Pat McAfee gets a mic. Pat McAfee basically says that the business has gone awful. Okay, he said the business passed him by. That's what he said a few weeks ago. And then he brings up the fact that, even though it's passed him by and it was, it's past a version of the product that he used to love, he says that it's gone trash because of Cody Rhodes. Obviously, I agree that Cody is a part of the reason why the company has gone downhill the last couple years, because he's boring and repetitive and not doing anything to elevate himself. And Pat McAfee brings up a pretty funny line where he basically says, I don't want to see a bunch of 5'5" jobbers fighting for nothing in a 45-minute Iron Man match every week when we have Randy Orton. He says, I don't want to see. Well, he said last week we had the worst rated Smackdown of all time, which is true. I think Cage Match gave last week's Smackdown a 1.3 or 1.6 out of 10 or something like that, which is the lowest, I think, for any Raw or Smackdown ever, I believe, rated by the website. And he says that after the worst rated Smackdown ever, we have the new puppet champion Cody Rhodes to thank for this, because he's a corporate puppet. And he says that the business that you've put forth, Cody Rhodes, is absolute, and then calls it the S word. He says this business is crap. And then he says that Randy's business will be great. And then he lays the championship down, you know what I'm saying, and then throws the mic on Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. He reveals that he's the person that Randy Orton has been on the phone with, okay? Randy Orton apparently now, I guess, needs voices from a commentator to unlock his true self, which makes absolutely zero
WWE just one big goofy skit, my nigga, like weekly. This a goofy, funny skit to be like.
sense, but whatever. Again, there's over 15 years of history between Codarius and Randall, and there's zero storyline innovation or creativity to make this anywhere near being good. How do you have 15 plus years of history to pull from? You've had 3 or 4 weeks now to build this feud, and you've done absolutely nothing to advance this in the slightest. Nobody cares. You just had Randy beating the blood out of Cody a few weeks ago, and now Pat McAfee's in the ring delivering low blows and cutting promos. A guy who works for your company is bashing your own company. If this was a promo cut by The Rock or something, bro, this would have been generational. If The Rock came back and beat up Cody with a belt and said, you know what, I'm tired of you, Cody. You're the reason why this company has gone down since you took the belt from my cousin, and all this other nonsense. And The Rock's like, I'll do everything I can to make sure you never get this opportunity to be champion again in my company that I own, because I'm the boss, I'm your boss, all that stuff. It would have been great. But Pat McAfee saying it falls on deaf ears because it's forced, it's nonsense, and quite frankly, the crowd barely even reacted. Even though Pat's saying the things that I think are true, unfortunately, it's not at the right time and it's not in the right way. And because of that, it's not timely enough. Timing is everything, and they don't have it, okay? We're 2 weeks before Mania, and no one gives a crap about this feud. And you just think to yourself, man, Drew McIntyre lost his belt in order to get this feud with Randall and Cody, which is now turned into Jelly Roll and Cody versus Pat McAfee and Randall Orton, because you know that's where this is heading, and that is sad. And Pat McAfee says the new...
This company just goof. Like Drew McIntyre, just go to All Elite, my nigga. Drew McIntyre, you are All Elite.
Angle now is for Randy to win the championship and save the business because Cody Rhodes is killing it. It's an interesting storyline, but Randy should have been the one to deliver this line, or even Stephanie McMahon or someone associated with an actual Royal Wrestling family that Randy has been alluding to for a few weeks now. But this is just stupid and it's nonsense, bro, unfortunately. And this is just very sad. I know fans are going to absolutely hate this. I don't even hate this. I just think it's stupid and I don't like it. That's the bottom line. It's not good. You understand what I'm saying? This is a bad idea, and unfortunately, it's already got fans absolutely just infuriated at this product, even more than they already are. We then get to Rhea Ripley's segment where she basically has a match with Michin. I didn't really watch much of the match, but I think from the portions I saw, it looked like an okay average match, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy, but it is what it is. After this takes place, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill and B Fabulous and Michin brawl! For the 90th time, we're gonna brawl! After they brawl for a little bit, Io Sky, who's not even on SmackDown.
I had Jade Cargill, I had bad as fuck on God, but I don't know about them buff ass muscle mommies. Like, I don't know.
SmackDown comes out there to save Rhea Ripley, and her and Rhea stand tall. You know what would have been cool? Having a dominant heel champion like Jade actually beat the crap out of Rhea and Io, and then you're scared for Rhea Ripley, genuinely actually like, whoa, Rhea Ripley might get dominated at WrestleMania 42. That would have been good booking, or cool booking at least. Or you could have had a situation even where Rhea Ripley has to actually try and fight Jade one-on-one, and we see Jade overpower her in a one-on-one brawl. That would have been cool, but no, there's no character development, there's no storyline. Maybe Rhea outsmarts, you know what I'm saying, B-Fab and Michin, and beats them up backstage before this segment happens, and Jade's looking for backup, and then they brawl with each other one-on-one or something like that. You could have given given layers to Rhea's character, but instead you gave her absolutely nothing. You gave her trash. And unfortunately, Rhea Ripley also is giving us garbage. So after this brawl, they go backstage, and her and Catherine Kelly and Io Skyington are back there basically pointing at each other and, love you, love you, love you. And they're hugging up on each other, rubbing up on each other's necks and their arms and their butties. Their butties will rub on your butty. And then after that takes place, they do an interview. Rhea basically says, I'm going to win the championship because Jade has followers and I have friends. No one cares about this feud. This is one of the worst feuds of all time. It's all about love and respect and admiration between Rhea and Io. We've seen this for over a year straight, bro. How do you go from losing your championship to Io and then trying to take back your shot? They never lost, yeah. Not winning that back, then doing a stupid tag team, and then all of a sudden after that takes place, now you and Io are friends again after splitting up. It is so embarrassing, and it makes absolutely no sense, and it is repetitive garbage. We then move on to the Wyatt Six and the Bloodline. There's no point of wasting time with this. You guys know I don't care about the Wyatt Six and their garbage theme song.
Yeah, them niggas still doing the Wyatt shit. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, bro.
Happy birthday!
I ain't gonna lie, them niggas was a little scary. Like when they first came out and they fucking and the lights cut off. Like they low-key had aura. Like when it was first coming out, yeah, they had a little aura. And I love Bray Wyatt finisher. Like
Nobody cares. We then move on from this. Solo and Tama Tonga have friction. You don't care, I don't care. Let's move on. Solo Sikoa, by the way, guys, has been on the main roster, I think, for 4 years now, and this dude still hasn't been on a Mania card yet, and it's going to continue to be that way, unfortunately. So, feel bad for him because I actually like Solo, but it is what it is at this point. Then we can move on, and Trick Williams and Lil Yachty and Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes have a 90-minute segment, it felt like. I was so bored during this segment, bro. Nothing happened, and it's gone nowhere. Basically, what happens is Trick and Lil Yachty come out, and they're laughing, they're ad-libbing with each other, kind of like Jimmy Uso and Roman used to do, you know what I'm saying, when it was just them two and Solo in the Bloodline a couple years ago, and it was kind of funny for a little bit, and then it just kept on going, and it was annoying. Every single thing Trick said, Lil Yachty's like, what? Yeah? Ha? Ha? Whoop that. Whoop that. Ha? Ha? Whoop that. Whoop that. Dude, stop. How about that? Okay, stop the nonsense. This was annoying.
Chill fire. Trick Williams up next for sure. He probably besides well fuck it, they all got potential. Trick, Javon, Carmelo Hayes, Uber family. I love all of them, bro.
Was extremely boring and repetitive.
Bro, when Trick Williams won the WWE Championship, bro, that big gold, bro, Pitt that nigga come out all gold attire, gold fucking yellow gold fur coat, gold belt, gold pants, like that shit would be hard.
Sami Zayn comes out and claims to be one of the best to ever do it in the ring, which is just an
gold Rolex. You want to take that silver Rolex off, put that gold watch on him.
Absolute sham. It's a complete lie. After this takes place, Trick Williams and Lil Yachty start teasing Sami Zayn by calling him the gingerbread man or ginger snap or something like that. And then after that takes place, Carmelo Hayes comes out. Carmelo Hayes says, Sammy, we're tired of you. They're not here for you. They're here for me. I don't like the fact that you just get to waltz in and take my Mania spot a few weeks before the show. That's not fair and you don't deserve it, so I want a rematch. The crowd then lightly...
Dang, who say Sami Zayn they favorite? Like, gang, who likes Sami? Gang, I don't see not one Sami Zayn on Twitter. I've never seen a Sami Zayn stan. Like, who like this dude? Like,
chants we want Mello. Even after Mello prompted them to chant it, they still only did it lightly because the crowd couldn't care less. Mello then challenges Sammy to the rematch, and Sammy accepts, and Trick Williams basically says, you know what I'm saying, Sami Zayn, the only reason you're at Mania anyways is because of me. The only reason anyone cares about what you're doing right now is because of me. So you should be grateful and say thank you. And Lil Yachty's like, yeah, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like just doing the ad-libs. Again, it's just annoying after a while. We then get D-Lister Black versus Zachary Ryder. D-Lister Black obviously went ahead and picked up the W because, I mean, come on, guys, it's Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is one of the biggest jobbers of all time. So, you know, it is what it is. After this took place, we got Charlexa versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And then, of course, you guys already know it ended in a brawl with Lash Legend and Nia Jax coming out there. Eyelash Legend beats up Lyra and Bayley. Nia Jax beats up Charlotte a little bit. It's the same crap we've seen for 5 weeks. We've seen this for longer than that's been a year. The women's tag team division does absolutely nothing. Why in the world are they fighting each other when they have a match planned in a few weeks at Mania? This stuff is so abysmally booked. They give you the same segment every single
Dang,
week,
the
man. If you
Bella Twins 5 in the Big 26 game.
thought the creative team didn't care, this should be your
They still fight. They still look good as fuck though. I ain't gonna lie.
final warning to show you that they genuinely do not give a crap about making good shows. We then get a tag match between Kit Kat Wilson, The Miz versus Damian Priest and Wepa Truth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Wepa Truth and Damian Priest. Danhausen gets involved in this match and accidentally curses the ref because The Miz moves the ref in the way when Danhausen is trying to do his curse, and it's absolutely hilarious. The ref is about to count to 3 when The Miz is about to do a pin and win the tag belts, and the ref can't count to 3 and can't move his arm because Danhausen cursed him. I found this to be absolutely hilarious in my opinion. This was pretty good. Danhausen is basically in that Dragon Lee tier for me where they're two of my favorite jobbers on this roster. They serve their purpose well and they're great at what they do. Danhausen is kind of funny and Dragon Lee is a good in-ring performer. So those two are two of my favorite jobbers probably in the entire company right now. They're pretty cool. They got to keep their roster spots in my opinion, okay? This was a fun bit. R-Truth and Damian Priest end up retaining the tag belts, but this little bit with Danhausen, cursing the ref and the ref couldn't count, that was pretty cool and it got a good pop, so that was fun to me. We then move on after the match. Cody Rhodes crossroads Kit Wilson and gets back on the mic. Cody Rhodes then says Pat McAfee would know, or what's called, when a big surprise to me was the guy that Randy Orton was on the phone with. And then during this whole time, the crowd's just mid. They're mid. Some of them are booing. A couple people are cheering. There's no real hardcore reaction to anything he's saying. Cody Rhodes basically says that Pat McAfee is a Logan Paul wannabe with no muscles, and he says that the people who cut your checks, you all can kiss my butt. Okay, that's what Cody Rhodes said. He says, kiss my butt. When I kiss your butt, kiss my butt. I respect you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes.
Gang, it's a niggas just like Cody Rhodes gang. Niggas just it's girls on TikTok that be making edit to Cody Rhodes. Girls just think you hot. That's why you got fans. Girls just think they just want to fuck you. Just like Roman Reigns. They be making Roman Reigns edits, my nigga.
Says all that stuff, and he basically says, oh, was that too far? You're gonna fire me? It sure worked out for you the last time. You know what I'm saying? Saying that as a threat or some stuff like that.
Your fandom is just a bunch of girls, my nigga. Like, Cody Rhodes, I fancy him. The blonde hair, Dr. Libations.
A line at best, but it's the same stuff he's repeated before. He then basically says that you guys want me to be the darkest version of myself with the black hair. He references his heel time and stuff like that. Back in the Indies. And Cody Rhodes basically mentions the fact that he doesn't know if he has that in him. He has kids. He's got a wife. He's got a family. He doesn't have it in him to become heel anymore, and he doesn't know if he can do it. And then he basically says,
what is that supposed to mean?
That it doesn't matter if he can do it or not, because the last few years he's set record gates at WrestleMania. He's fought Roman. He's fought Rock. He's fought Cena. And he says that they were also fighting me, okay? And I set these records. He's super impassioned and all this stuff and all this nonsense. And again, none of this stuff is even believable at this point, guys. All Cody Rhodes can do is when he gets beat up or anything happens, he comes out and just starts yelling in the microphone. Yelling a bunch of stuff that we've either already heard or...
The only thing I like about Cody Rhodes, like, them track suits, them bitches hard. That boy merch, I need one of them track suits on God. That bit hard, I ain't gonna lie.
We don't care about. And unfortunately, that's exactly...
And I like his logo, the American Dream, that shit hard.
What this is. Cody Rhodes cannot string up any excitement for this feud because it sucks. He can't string up any hype for this feud because he's not doing his job. And of course, Cody Rhodes is boring at this point and he's repetitive. That's why even after he finished his promo, the crowd, like I said, for the entirety of this promo was just mid. They were mediocre reacting to what he was saying. It wasn't loud, it wasn't too quiet, it was just kind of like mediocre. Whatever. Nobody cared. And basically, Cody Rhodes says he's hearing the voices in his head finally. And that's basically the end of that. Cody Rhodes basically walks out of the ring, and that's the end of his promo. I have nothing to say about this. This didn't get anyone more hype for the match, and nobody cares. So you can't sit here and act like, anything is, anything is happening when you really know that Cody Rhodes is just out here saying absolute nonsense. Nobody cares. It's the same promo every time. Oh, you beat me up? I'm going to start shouting next week. Let's see what happens. No one cares. Let's move on. In the main event, Sami Zayn beats Carmelo Hayes clean because Carmelo did a dive outside the ring, and in kayfabe, he hurts his knee or whatever. So Sami takes advantage after dodging the first 48 or whatever move he dodged, and basically, he haluva kicks Carmelo Hayes and pins him because Carmelo Hayes hurt his knee. So we're now confirmed getting Samantha Zayn versus Trick or Treat Williams for the U.S. title. Trick Williams hits him with a trick shot after the match and beats him up. Him and Lil Yachty stand tall with the U.S. belt, and the show ends. This show is absolute garbage. There's no point of going through these segments.
Yeah, that belt the Trick Williams gang. He's over, my nigga. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Like look at this nigga in the crowd yelling with his mouth open. White boy love Trick Williams. Facts.
because nothing happened inside of these
Gang, first of all, look at this crowd, gang. This the wrestling fans, nigga. This wrestling fans. Whole bunch of white niggas. This the rest of wrestling fandom. Look at the girl in the back with this pink wig, my nigga. Like, this is wrestling fans, nigga.
segments, guys. It's the
And it been like this for years. I ain't gonna lie, wrestling fans been a bunch of white boys.
same stuff you've seen 90 times, but just on a different week. That's all it is. None of this stuff is developing.
I'm joking, by the way, YouTube. I'm not cyberbullying and harassing. You know they love to take videos down for that. I'm a comedian. I'm making jokes. This a school fan base. Like I mean, this a school threat crowd. Niggas look like a whole bunch of school threats. This nigga look like Tyler Robinson.
Any excitement or hype for WrestleMania, and that is a problem. We're 2 weeks away, and this feels like a literal house show. This could be a 2-night version of like Money in the Bank. Not even. This is like a 2-night version of WWE Battleground or some stuff like that. None of these matches matter. None of them have any storyline that you care about. And honestly, no one's excited for this stuff. So if I'm sitting back and I'm watching this nonsense, and like I am a viewer, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of wrestling, and I'm watching this stuff. This is an embarrassment. This is by far the worst Mania season ever, and it proves to you that Triple H literally at multiple times in this show says literal screw you to the fans.
Same time again. We gonna be back here when it's this time again. Is the WrestleMania season gonna be any better?
And does not care about the product that we get. And you see that in multiple facets. The creative team is in a mess and they're in disarray and they have no idea how to make good content. That's why every week feels like it's a mess. It feels in disarray and they have no good content and no good stories heading into this WrestleMania. And that is a very, very sad reality, but it's the reality that we live in. This episode gets a negative 10 out of 10. And at the end of the day, it's expected at this point. The worst SmackDown of all time 2 weeks before Mania. And I can't say I'm surprised.
Gang, CJX, you done say about 50 times this the worst worst SmackDown ever.
Thank you all for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out in one love.
Yeah, make sure to comment, subscribe, and more deuces. WWE is just one big skit to me, my nigga. Like, for real.